Welcome back to Contrast Studios Live. This is your host, Patrick Coyne. I couldn't be more excited about the guest we have today, Taylen Kinney. Tay is in the top 30 in the country in his class. He's a rising junior, plays for Wildcat Select, tried out for Team USA, played for Team Adidas All-American team. Where are you from, Tay?
Newport, Kentucky.
Right across the river.
Yeah, right across the river.
And what position do you play in basketball?
Point guard.
So you like the ball in your hands, you like to be in control, right?
Yeah.
Love that. So right now, recruiting is really big. What would you say your top 3 schools be right now?
Arkansas, Xavier, and Purdue.
Okay. So as we get into the summer, you just got back from overseas with Team Adidas, tried out for Team USA, played a lot of basketball this summer. What are some of the things other than diet, nutrition, sleep that help your game out?
Contrast Studios.
Okay. Thank you for the plug. So what does Contrast Studios mean to you? What do you kind of think about the business when you walk in?
Well ran. They all treat you with respect. Good people run it.
What's your favorite part of the studio? So as you know, we have private rooms. You get your own sauna, your own cold tub. Do you love the sauna and hate the cold tub, or do you kind of hate them both, or do you love them both?
I just hate the cold tub.
You hate the cold tub?
Yeah.
But you keep coming back because why?
It gets my body right.
Makes you feel better.
Right.
So for people at home, we have 30 minutes inside an individual room. How long do you, so what's Tay's protocol? How long do you stay in the sauna? How long do you stay in the cold tub? And then maybe what kind of music are you playing in there?
20 minutes and 3 minutes. And I play when I get in the cold tub, I don't even hear the music.
You don't even hear music at all? What are you playing in the sauna?
Probably Rod Wave or somebody like that.
Yeah, some of the soft music, right?
Yeah.
What are some of the things that when you leave Contrast, say you go in, and I am your trainer, so I have a little bit more information, your ankles, your hamstring, your hips, what do you feel after you leave a Contrast session versus before? What's the difference for you? It could be real simple.
Refreshed, feel way better. If I'm going to play the next day, I can play.
So being really run down after, say, because I know you have training with me, you have open gym with your own school, you have AAU, you have Team Adidas, you have Team USA, you have all these things. So do you think that Contrast has helped you be able to perform better in basketball quicker?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So what else besides Contrast are you doing right now in your summer for some fun?
Nothing for real.
Nothing for real?
Nah.
No Kings Island or nothing?
Oh, yeah, Kings Island every, month.
Every month?
A couple times a month.
If we're at Kings Island, had a long day in the sun, is there any, with all being a kid, being a top-rated recruit, there's a lot of pressure on you, right? There's not a lot of time for fun. That's why I asked that question. So is there times where you feel really overwhelmed with everything going on in your life right now?
No, not really.
Not really? Good support system?
Yeah, for sure.
So mental clarity is really, really important in basketball, right? Especially if you're making the decisions with the ball in your hand. Does Contrast, do you think, add benefit to how quiet your brain is after you leave? You kind of have a lot of noise and thoughts in your brain before you get there. How do you feel when you leave? Not just your body, but mentally.
Better, cause when you get in the sauna and stuff, you can just sit there and think, you're there by yourself, listen to music and just think about life.
So as we get into school basketball, there's a lot of kids that look up to you. There's a lot of kids that go to your game. There's a lot of kids that want to be Taylen Kinney. Do you think that Contrast Studios could add value to their game if they're playing a lot of AAU games within the summer?
Yeah, for sure, because recovery is a big part of everything, the process.
If you could go back to, say, 7th, 8th grade, good basketball player, didn't know a lot, right?
Yeah, I was
didn't
decent.
know a lot. What would you have done different about your game in 7th and 8th grade if you were coming up? Would it have been recovery? Would it be more skill session? Would it be taking time for yourself mentally?
Definitely more recovery and skill session. Maybe in the weight room a little bit more.
Okay, maybe in the weight room a little more.
Yeah.
And have you felt, since you've been lifting more weights, that your game has transitioned to a positive standpoint?
Yeah, for sure.
And then with weightlifting in your games, what's the first thing that you want to do after a weightlifting session besides eating? Do you usually go to Contrast afterwards?
Oh, yeah, Contrast.
How does that kind of fit into your schedule and routine? How many times do you, in a perfect world, we know you're really busy, we know you travel a lot, we can't bring Contrast with you. How many times would you like to do Contrast a week in a perfect world?
At least 2 times a week.
2 times a week?
Yeah.
You think it's enough?
Nah, you definitely go more, but 2 times is good.
You like that it's only 30 minutes within there, in and out, doesn't really affect your day a lot?
I like it's just 3 minutes in the cold tub.
Okay. If you were to name your top favorite 3 things about contrast, what would they be?
The sauna, the cold tub. You can relieve a lot of stress in there.
Yeah.
You know, from just sitting in the sauna and listening to music by yourself.
Say that I'm a 7th grade. I'm big for a 7th grader, but say I'm a 7th grade basketball player. I want to rise to the ranks of where you are. What would you tell me I need to do? Say on the court a couple things, and then off the court a couple things, and we'll just remove contrast from this conversation. What would you do as a youth basketball player on and off the court to get to where you're at rising into your junior year?
Off the court, you got to be dedicated. Like, you can't get into all the other stuff. You got to be focused on your goal, put a lot of work in, and make sure you hang around the right people.
Okay.
Have the right people in your circle. And on the court, make sure you're always going hard. You never know who's watching.
Do you truly, and this is a question, and I honestly don't know the answer because I'm always on your butt a little bit, always trying to make sure you're doing good things. Would you say you play every single game like it's your last, every possession, or is it something that you think over a duration of time the wins stack up, or is it do or die every single time you're on the court?
I think I go hard every game, but I think I take some possessions off, when I'm tired.
Yeah. So what would you say? You have a really, really, really good support system, amazing support system. You think it's really important for a young kid to listen to their parents, listen to their coaches and their trainers, even though they might not want to do that all the time?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. We're here. We're rising into our junior year. Hopefully a state championship on the horizon. Maybe another school. We don't know yet. What's in the future for you? What's your, say it's 3 years from now. Where is Taylen Kinney at and what are you doing besides contrasting?
In college, working to win for a national championship, and then hopefully in the NBA after that.
Hopefully the NBA.
Or overseas. I just want to play pro basketball.
Do you think something like contrast will be a part of your routine for the rest of your life?
Yeah, for sure, because your body gets beat up after those long games, especially being a top player. Everybody has something to prove, so they're trying to play overly hard, aggressive. What
do you think as a young kid, and again, going back to the youth, what part of your body, because we know at contrast, we can take your body in an overstimulus state, playing a lot of basketball, make you feel better. What would you work on as a youth basketball player specifically on skills? Would it be your jump shot? Would it be your dribble? To be a point guard, what do you think the couple most important things are on the court?
You got to be able to dribble to be a point guard. And then, your IQ and, passing. To be a real point guard, true point guard, you got to be able to pass, dribble.
Like we talked about earlier, it's very important for young kids to play with older adults, play with people who are better than you, bigger than you, stronger than you. Maybe not better technically, but bigger, stronger, faster, right? What's the oldest guy you've played a rec league game with?
Probably 40.
40?
Yeah.
Your body gets pretty banged and bruised up, right?
Yeah, for sure.
What's the first thing you want to do after that?
Go get in cold tub, sauna, rest.
Re-energize, get ready for the next game.
Yeah.
I think it's important because I looked up to a lot of people as a young kid. Loved Mike Vick, loved Brett Favre. I liked a lot of young quarterbacks. Who did Tay look up to when he was a young kid?
My mom.
Your mom?
Yeah.
What characteristics in your mom stood out to you that you wanted to emulate as you got older?
She's a go-getter. She works hard, very hard,
I'll throw this out there about your mom. She's very selfless.
Oh, yeah, selfless.
Right? She always puts herself second.
Kind heart.
Very, very, very. You think you play with, because when you play, if we watch your game, you play with a lot more finesse and a smile versus aggression. You think you get some of that from watching your mom? Always being in a good mood, always helping everybody out, smiling, having fun.
Yeah, for sure. Even on her bad days, she's still when she's around us, she's happy and stuff.
I love that. So as summer's coming to an end, basketball season's approaching, right? We got a couple more months of the summer, a couple more months of the fall, and then it's time to go. So as the summer ends, what's next on the horizon for you, and what are you really excited about?
This week coming up, I'm getting a chance to play with some YouTubers. Mm-hmm. They're making a team.
What's the team called?
Rod Wave Elite.
Okay.
So we got some the best players all around the country. They're flying them in. We playing in Hamilton.
How many tickets did they sell?
1,500 so far.
1,500.
That's just what they told him yesterday.
It's impressive. So as you know, Contrast has your back. I have your back. We're going to be following you, and we couldn't be more excited for the future and cannot wait to see you in the studio soon. Thank you, Tay.
Thank you, Pat.
Got you.